This is episode number 170 of the Homeowner Show. Whether you're DIY or looking to hire, we're here to help you find the best information and options for you and your home. My name is Kevin Hackett, and here with me is Craig Williams.
Hello, and welcome to the Homeowner Show. We're so glad that you could join us for another live episode of the Homeowner Show. How you doing, Kev?
I'm fantastic. Doing well. How are you, man?
I'm doing well here in round 2 of this attempted episode. For those of you that joined us live on Facebook a few minutes ago, we're back.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah.
You just never know here.
It was just the warm-up. We usually do that off air. Today we decided to go with public humiliation.
Well, you know what? Look.
And if you go looking for it, we already deleted it.
Yeah, good luck. It's not there anymore. It's not there anymore. You know what? I heard something pretty interesting today.
Yes?
Did you know?
Nope.
Well, you probably did know this. It is illegal to set fire to your house. Right? But if you need to, for one reason or the other, don't expect insurance to help.
You're talking gibberish.
However, if
it's my house, I can set it on fire.
If you really need to set your house on fire, you know, there's stipulations in there for stupidity.
Right.
That insurance will step in for stupidity. So just try to fry a turkey in your living room.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
Did you watch like a video of this?
No, it's just problem solved. I heard it somewhere else, and I was like, this is gold.
Who do you know that tried this?
I don't know anybody that tried it.
Are you not naming names?
Well, no, I don't know anybody. I'm just thinking,
just
you know,
off the
Ryan
cuff.
Aduddle, I need to know, would this suffice? You know, you can't use alcohol or, you know, gasoline to burn your house, but if you use a turkey fryer in your living room, that might do the trick.
So what if it's not a turkey fryer? What if you just tried to fry a turkey in your kitchen?
Well, I would think, look,
kitchens are intended to fry things.
Yeah, as long as I think it's a legitimate appliance that just went wrong, right?
Crazy stuff happens all the time.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, if you need to do that, that is an excellent thought, an excellent idea.
You know, you could be like, you're in the middle of, like, look, I fried a Twinkie. I was frying a Snickers.
Right.
I was frying a Kit Kat.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, it just came to me.
I mean,
I got this big pot of boiling oil. I got a turkey.
That's right.
It's kind of thawed.
Yeah, mostly.
I should fry the booger.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
Right?
New house. That's the worst that can.
But the worst that could happen is I got a brand new house.
Brand new house.
Yeah. I'm just curious.
Yeah. There's nothing fraudulent about that at all.
Not at all.
Just a stupid turkey fryer.
What I would
I
tell
want
you.
Delicious, succulent meat.
That's right.
That's my crime.
What I would tell you is delete the Homeowner Show off your phone, and your social media before you do that, so that there's no evidence of
treat your crime with a modicum of intelligence.
Well, look, I'm nothing if not, you know, thoughtful behind how you get away with things.
Everything I want to do, I just want, it'd be great.
Yeah. Well, how are things in your world?
You know, I survived the plethora of Christmas parties.
Well, you still got one more.
I got one more.
At least.
I've survived all of them up until now, which is impressive, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
This may come as a shock to many of I don't like to party.
Well, okay. I mean, you like people.
I like people.
You like people being around.
I like certain people.
Yeah, I think that's probably really good. Yeah. You want certain people around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially like when it comes to like groups.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that makes total sense.
So, anyway.
Yeah.
I've survived up until now. We got one more. So, I don't know that it's going to be the hardest one, but it'll be a fun one.
Well, it's going to be one that people will not judge you for.
Yeah.
For sure.
Could have cared less about the other one. So.
Well, sure, but at this one you can really care less.
Yes.
If you want to.
Well, no, I care. I mean.
Do you?
Just because I don't like people doesn't mean I don't love people.
Those are big delineating factors.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still want the best for you.
Right.
Just don't want to
just do it somewhere else.
talk to you.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But for the party, so going back a few episodes, we reviewed. Here's one. Because I got a box of them. These TP-Link Casa smart plugs.
Yeah.
So I've been having lots of fun with these things.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I did is I hardwired a Christmas globe into the ceiling of my party deck.
Oh. Okay.
So I took Kev out there, I think it was last week, and I was like, hey, check this out.
Yeah.
So I voice commanded the Christmas globe through the smart plug,
Mm-hmm.
through the Alexa to turn on, and it makes like this pretty kaleidoscope of like...
It's similar to a disco ball.
Yes.
I mean, it gives a similar effect.
See,
only...
I like to create the atmosphere of a party.
Yeah. You're like, as long as no one shows up, we're great.
Yeah. Just don't make my attendance an obligation.
Right.
Because then I won't want to go.
Sure. I mean, look, I think that's totally legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, Craig.
Thank you.
Yeah. It was a pretty cool effect, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it looks really cool with all the lights off, but you can still have it with the lights on as long as it's nighttime.
Can you adjust the colors on that thing?
So the reason it's a $20 light.
Yeah,
it's a Christmas light is what it is. It's one of those you usually put it in a stake in the yard.
Yeah.
You bounce it up on the house. It spins around. It's a way for lazy people to not have to put Christmas lights up.
Yes.
Okay. And so I had this idea. I was like, I wonder if I could do this up in the ceiling and drop it down on the floor so we could just kind of have like a cool effect. And I didn't want to spend $60 on a light and then have the idea not work.
Sure.
But I don't mind having a failed $20 idea.
Yeah.
So I went with that. And it turned out great.
Yeah, I think you could put up like 2 more.
Yeah, easily.
And it would be really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool with one.
Yes.
But I think you put a couple more up there, and it would be...
Do you think I need different ones?
Yeah. Maybe different colors.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because they have ones that do like shapes. Like you can get like Santa Clauses spinning around.
You can get some Disney characters.
You could, yeah.
There you go.
Well, like here's the thing though, is like I wouldn't mind the one I have now when it's not Christmas.
Yeah.
So, I feel like I need to be, because I don't want to climb back up there again.
No, I wouldn't either.
So I mean, it's cool. I like it now, but like I just don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
That's what I don't want to have to take it down. Once I do it, I just want to leave it.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I understand.
So that's what's going on there.
Yeah. We want to do plugs first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, we're going to start off with...
got to pay the bills.
Yeah, we've got to pay the bills. So our first sponsor is Sustained Growth Solutions. So all you homeowners out there, you may not want to listen to this. Maybe you do. I don't know. But for you business owners...
Well, you're going to.
You're going to hear it anyway. This is for you specifically. Look, we understand that growing a business is sometimes difficult. There's a lot of factors involved, and one of the biggest factors is where are you going to get all your clients from? So Sustained Growth Solutions steps in, develops a custom-built lead generation system where they send all the leads straight to you for one price, and it's a great system. So hit them up, ask them, hey, how can you help me grow my business in 2022 and not just go from, good to okay, whatever, go from good to great to amazing, all those things. Sustained Growth Solutions is your solution. So give them some information, and they'll get back with you. Email is the best way to get with them right now, info@sustainedgrowthsolutions.com, and I think you'll be happy you talked to them.
Awesome. This episode of the Homeowner Show is also brought to you by TermaSave. TermaSave is the only residential termite warranty system on the market. It is built to defend your house against persnickety termites, and termites can do a massive amount of damage, and the treatment for termites can be really expensive. It can come at the worst time. You're trying to buy Christmas presents. You're trying to, get your financials together for the end of the year. You're worried about what's coming in 2022, and you just don't have thousands of dollars to spend on a termite treatment. That's where TermaSave steps in. It protects you. It is a warranty for when termites attack your house. The treatment is just covered. It costs $35 a month. If you don't have it yet, give them a call. Reach out to them online. You can go to termasave.com, fill out their simple form, and get started having your home protected today.
Yeah.
All right, Kev, we're getting into it.
Yeah, here we go.
It's been almost 2 years now.
Dude, it's been too long. But I don't think things are changing.
No.
I mean, we're here, right?
Right. COVID is. I think it's fair. Like neither one of us are scientists, so we're just going to be talking completely out of our rear on this.
Sure.
Well, not completely.
We're not complete rears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one left cheek.
Yeah. we know more than some people.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
But anyway, I think it's fair to say at this point, COVID's an endemic.
Yes.
It's here.
Right.
It's not going anywhere.
No.
So we're going to start seeing the effects of that, the way in which we buy, live, and sell our houses.
Yeah, I think we're already seeing a lot of those things.
I think we are, yeah.
And those of you who are real estate agents out there or have done any real estate purchasing or selling, you've already experienced some of these things. But honestly, we don't have a list tonight or anything. We're just kind of going off some hunches that we have, some things that we believe to be true.
Which at the end of the year here, I mean, we've done, however many episodes we do every year.
Yeah.
Which is like 52.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Yep, 52 episodes. That's all you get.
Yeah.
But anyway, we pick up a lot. We talk to a lot of people. You and I actually go to quite a few events.
Yeah.
And so we're talking to real estate agents. We're talking to insurance agents. Mm-hmm. We're talking to contractors, plumbers, electricians. We're talking to these guys all the time. And so we're learning lots of stuff. And so we just kind of wanted to share with you a lot of the stuff that we've picked up over the last year, 2 years really, about the way that your home life is just going to be completely different going forward. And so let me do a little bit of history here, because we actually had another pandemic not too long ago, almost exactly 100 years ago, back in 1918.
Yep.
You remember what that one was?
Yep.
You weren't there, but
you
know what that one was?
Spanish flu.
It was the flu pandemic.
Yeah.
So we actually had a lot of innovations happen in the home because of that.
Okay.
So a big one was the invention of the powder room.
Okay.
We didn't have powder rooms in homes.
Is this where they stuffed their guns with powder before they left out on the hunt?
No.
Oh, that's not the one?
That's not the one.
Okay.
So,
because I was going to say that one didn't survive.
Right. Well, and I don't even know that a lot of people even call it the powder room anymore.
No, they don't.
But it's a half bath.
Sure.
And the reason they started putting them in homes, it was a half bath near the entrance of the home that when visitors came, they could go in and wash their hands before interacting with anybody else.
Sure.
Because they were coming from, they could potentially be bringing in germs or whatever, and so they would just go in there and wash themselves quickly before they engaged the rest of the home. Or if you were coming home from work or coming home from the store, wherever you come in the powder room, wash your hands, move on with your life.
Yeah.
Interact with the rest of the family.
Uh-huh.
One of the other ones. I didn't realize this. Up until then, most people kept all of their clothes together.
Okay.
It wasn't until after 1918 that it became popular to put built-in closets in every bedroom.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that today is what defines a bedroom.
Right.
You cannot list a home with a bedroom unless there is a closet in the room.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was a big change that happened then, because not bedrooms just didn't have closets.
Where did they keep all their stuff?
They had like armoires and things like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
and they did it in order to keep the clothes separate.
Yeah.
So that you couldn't pass contaminants from one, and they believed that you could transfer germs. And you can transfer some things like that if you're not washing the clothes. Like if you, especially up north, if you have a coat that you wear like every day.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Well, so the house that I grew up in it's in West Texas.
Mm-hmm.
My parents still live there. And they have it's very much a farming community. They farm cotton, other things, but primarily cotton. Well, interestingly enough, when you walk into, so you park in the garage, you walk into the laundry room.
Mm-hmm.
Just off the laundry room, on the back side of the house is a full bath.
Uh-huh.
And there's a closet in there.
Yeah.
I mean, how many like a full walk-in closet?
Oh, a full walk-in closet in a bathroom?
In a bathroom.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well, you think about it. It's because the farmers would come in just dirty, like crazy. And so he could literally go in, strip down in the laundry room, walk into the bathroom, take a shower, and he's got his clothes right there.
Huh.
And then he can enter the rest of the house. so it's a common thing in farming communities to have that sort of setup. And so you look at trends like this and you go, okay, there's a reason for this. It would be odd if you walked into that house that I grew up in and went, why is there a full walk-in closet with clothes and shelves and the whole 9 yards in here? But if you understand why, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're going to be seeing moving forward.
Yes.
Are some very intentional things that are going to happen that even 3 years ago people would go, why? What's the purpose? It's wasted space. In fact, there's a lot of homes that were built with quote unquote wasted space that are not being wasted today.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So one of the other trends that came out of the 1918 flu pandemic is subway tile.
Oh. Why?
Because it became easier to sanitize a room, particularly bathrooms, kitchen areas, and things like that. So up until then, it wasn't really popular to put subway on a wall. I mean, not subway, put tile on a wall.
Sure.
But then it was because it's.
So why did they start making it pink?
I don't know.
And like teal and green.
Yeah.
You're not going to convince me that was a good trend.
You're talking about like the toothpaste green.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, literally, we still have a bathroom at the house that I grew up in. That's the pink bathroom. That's what we call it. It's the pink bathroom. And the first house that I ever bought
is the bathtub pink?
Yes.
Yeah.
The toilet is pink.
Yeah, and it's like once you go that way, it's like, well, if I replace that one, I got to replace that one.
Exactly. The first house I bought had pink tile in it.
Ooh.
And it's just like, and to make it better, so I mean, the tile only went up a certain height, right? Whatever that is, like, I don't know, 4 feet or something. From there, they painted it dark brown.
They painted the tile?
No, just the wall.
Just the wall.
Because the tile went up, 4.5 feet.
Brown and pink?
Dark brown. So that was their way of fixing it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was bad. We changed it. Yep, we changed it.
You didn't do anything with the pink tile?
Oh, we did something with it. We chunked that stuff. Broke it up into little pieces and chunked it. All
right. So, enough with the history. What are some things that you're recognizing or seeing out there that, is going to be different?
Yeah, so one of the things I think is going to be huge, and I think there's a lot of things that play into this, and I alluded to it a minute ago, is, there are a lot of homes that were built with office spaces in the front of the house that were just pretty much useless. I mean, people would sometimes turn them into a bedroom. They would maybe put a desk in there, but it's really just show more than anything, a place to put books or something. But what I think is going to be way more increasingly prevalent is home offices, and not necessarily the way that they were done 10, 20 years ago, where they, you walk in and just to the left or just to the right, there's this office space. I think it's going to be strategically built in a place in the house that is maybe like off the bedroom, or in the not in the living area, but in the sleeping area. It's in a different location, but it's a large, good, really nice office space that you feel like, look, I can be in here and really enjoy it. And I think it's going to have windows in it. It's going to be on an exterior wall, those sorts of things. And so people are working at home.
Yeah.
Remotely working is going to not go away. I have a lot of friends who have said, look, we're not going back. I mean, a lot of these companies have decided I can reduce overhead, I can increase productivity in a lot of ways, and we're not losing anything.
No.
And my people are happy because they're not making an hour commute every day, whatever, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think one of the things as we move through this conversation that people need to realize is the things that we're suggesting are going to make it necessary for people to have larger homes.
Yes.
Overall.
Yeah.
Because what I'm about to add to what you said is I think you're absolutely right. Spot on, 100%. People are going to want more sophisticated, bigger, nicer home offices. It can't just be desk in the corner anymore.
Nope.
Like I need and I think some of this is going to be personality, right? I think some people are going to want, like, this needs to be the room that I can shut the door and that's where I go to work and everything else is the house. I think other people are going to be perfectly fine with it being integrated into a larger room.
Yeah.
But like, you're still going to need more space because, well, it's not just a desk and a computer anymore. You're going to have other things in order to do your job. I mean, some people are going so far as to setting up green screen rooms.
Yes.
So that they can do these Zoom calls so that their privacy is not invaded upon when they're doing these conference calls. And that's not the only reason you do it. You just don't want people to know,
the bed in the background.
Yeah, or like your house is a mess and you don't have time to clean it, but you got to get on the conference call.
Yep.
So a green screen is just an easy solution to solve something. You just put a curtain behind you.
That's right.
So along with that, I think we're also going to start seeing separate school rooms in houses.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like for us, we decided to move our kids into a different. So we're doing a flex school.
Yeah, it's a hybrid.
It's a hybrid. So like, for those of you that don't know, it's half school, half homeschool, and it's a private school. But my kids go to school Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Right. And
then they're home the rest of the time doing homeschool, working with mom and dad. But they're also, they're home Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Right.
Which has been. But by the way, if you have the opportunity to check out a flex school or attend one, and it works for your family, I highly recommend it. We love it. But we have had to change the way some of the rooms in our house work in order to accommodate 3 kids doing school at home because, they need to do that stuff at the same time. They all need a workspace. They don't need a lot of workspace. They need a place to do like some worksheets and read a book and all this kind of stuff. But like, I think you're going to start seeing parents, have this in the back of their mind. Hey, I remember when everything shut down and, Johnny and Susie had to do school from home and what a nightmare that was that they just completely took over the kitchen table and, how that worked for that family, and so now when they look at a home, they're going to be going, okay, like this is like, we got the living room, we got the family room, but could the family room double as like a school room? And so just these dedicated, like what you're talking about before with the office, dedicated spaces where like, that's where you go to do homework.
Yeah.
And especially like, I think there's going to be, and I hate to use the word like PTSD, but like some just like hard memories of like your room needs to be your room.
Yeah.
That doesn't need to be the place where you work, where you sleep, where you school, where you study, where you do everything, because you'll just drive yourself nuts.
Well, it's one of the reasons that dorm rooms are challenging.
Yes.
Because it's like, look, I can't do everything in this space.
Yeah.
I got to get out.
I'll kill somebody.
That's right. And it might be me.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be you, but it might be me.
Well, I'm not going first, and so it's going to be that guy.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I think that there's some other things that play into that. I think what we're going to see is we're going to see younger people buying homes earlier as well. Because, I think especially in metropolitan areas where, maybe the millennial people of today, they lived in an apartment. Mm-hmm. And while apartments are great for a lot of things, I mean, goodness, you got a lot of amenities. You got a pool there. You got a workout room. You got a community to be a part of. They've got dog parks. All the things you really need are right there. But again, the problem is like my house needs to be bigger.
Yeah.
I need more space. I need to be able to spread out. I want friends to come over because we're not meeting at the office anymore. So if I've got some time to spend with my friends, I've either got to come over and I don't have enough space for that. I definitely don't have an office. So I might as well just invest that money, which is another thing that I think is going to be really big is the investment in homes. Is something that I think people are going, look, there's a lot of value in real estate. And one of the things that we found was that even during a pandemic, the real estate market, that stayed up.
Yeah.
It's like that was a good investment. Now, I know that there's been times in our history where owning real estate has been a problem for people. Not even that long ago, a little over 10 years ago, that was a problem. But it wasn't through the pandemic,
Yeah. Well, let me say this. I think you and I probably have a different perspective, like even on apartment living than other, like, because when you start looking at like metropolitan areas, you start thinking about like Chicago, New York, even like Miami. I'm trying to think of some other ones that would be like this. Anyway, like you and I, like we complain about the apartment development going on around here, and you're right. I mean, like they have pools and dog parks, but like you start moving into like inner city, it's a whole different ballgame living in an apartment.
They don't have those things.
You know, and I think a lot of people who got stuck in one of those during the pandemic are be like, how do I get out?
Yeah.
What's the quickest route out of here?
Yeah, it's super cool to live there if you're not ever there.
Yeah.
You can have a loft apartment if you don't ever have to be there.
Yes.
You know, I'm at work. I'm living in downtown because I'm working downtown. It's that whole vibe and everything, right? But it's like, I got nowhere to go. I can stay here. Nowhere for me to be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't like that. It's no good at all.
Yeah. So anyway, another thing that I think is gonna pop up, and again, like I think families are gonna start looking at, I need to buy the most house I can afford.
Yes.
Because I think one of the other things houses are going to be popular to have is a quarantine room. You know?
Yes.
Like, hey, you think you're sick? Why don't you go to the quarantine room?
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
We got a mini fridge. You got your own bathroom. You can hang out down there for like the next 8 days. We'll leave your meals at however that works with your family. You know, and I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, like, you know, if I'm sick or if my kids are sick, I'm going to be with them. I don't care if they've got whatever.
Sure.
But like if you have like an older person living in your home, you know, you might need the older person to be able to take advantage of that.
Sure.
Or, you know, like a mother-in-law shed in the back.
Yep.
Something like that. I think homes that have those kinds of options with, you know, above garage apartments or whatever that is, that's going to have that extra living space so that people who are ill and you have health issues where you need to separate from people, you have that option.
Yeah.
You know, and I think people are going to be looking at homes when they buy them to go, oh, that would be nice. That would have been nice to have. Or we wouldn't have all gotten sick, or, you know, however that works. I think people are going to be looking at those kinds of things.
I agree.
As I've been doing a little bit of research on this kind of stuff, I've been looking at what some architects are doing.
Okay.
I'd actually be interested to hear what David Applebaum has to say about this. But one of the trends I'm starting to see is big, wide open windows.
Yeah, that you just stole one of mine.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. That's fine.
No, it's just
I agree.
It's a trend I'm seeing, and I think it's because it gives the feeling of being bigger and being outside and having more space. And so you're able to create that atmosphere without actually having to put the square footage down on the ground. You know, obviously you're having a little bit of loss of privacy, but with a lot of this kind of stuff, people were like, I don't care about my privacy. I just want to be around people.
Yeah, and honestly, so we live in a house that has huge windows, right? Big windows, tall, like literally floor to ceiling windows. We have 2 rooms that are just floor to ceiling windows, pretty much the whole thing. And it really creates that open, more light coming in, which, so I was going to couple this with, you know, big, tall windows. Again, you can put window dressings on those things. You can put, whether it's blinds or, you know, all kinds of stuff. They're coming out with good stuff. In fact, we have solar screens on ours to help, you know, keep the heat out. But I think that smart homes are going to be really important moving forward. And the reason is not necessarily just for convenience. I think it's going to be for energy savings. I think it's going to go, look, we're here more.
Yeah.
So I'm in my house a lot. I got more lights on. So I'm got to make sure I got, you know, LED stuff going on. I like the whole, like, I walk into the room and the light comes off. Goes on. Sorry. You walk out, the light goes off. Some of those things I think are going to be things that might be interesting. You know, smart thermostats to kind of, you know, work with different areas that are being used. I even think that, you know, mini splits are going to be really helpful, because during the day when you're not using a part of the house, you're not going to want to necessarily heat or cool that part of the house.
Yeah.
So all of these smart devices, I think, are going to add up, and you go, how can I become more green, right? Like, how can I save money and yet be in my house more often. And plus, it's just, I think there is going to be an inconvenience factor. Like, I'm in this place all the time.
Yeah.
How can I interact with my home a little bit better? I mean, the reality of it is it would be really great if I could be sitting in my office and go, it's lunchtime. All right, I'm going to look at my watch and know it's lunchtime. I'm going to turn the oven on real quick, so that whenever I walk in there, I can put stuff in. I don't have to wait, all the, like.
Because I'm not using the microwave.
Well, when you don't have one in your home.
That's right.
So I don't know. I think smart homes and finding ways to get rid of wastefulness is going to be something that we just look at in the future.
Yeah.
So
have you seen these smart blinds?
Yes.
Dude. I can't afford them, but
no, I can't either.
I can't justify it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that there will be a time, though, whenever justification for them is going to be okay. Because, I mean, again, especially living in Houston, I mean, it's so freaking hot. In the summers, like, some of this stuff is just, it completely reduces the...
Yeah, but to not have to mess with that stupid string.
Yes.
That will affect so many people's mental health.
Oh, yeah. No kidding. No kidding. You got any more?
It'll save cats' lives, too.
Oh. But is that really a point?
Well, for some people it is.
It's not. Okay. Yeah. That's good.
I like cats.
Do you?
Outside.
Yes. Well, whenever you... So I'm surprised you don't have a cat or two around here.
We used to have a couple.
Yeah. Just, 6 acres...
Yeah.
Keep the vermins away.
The big dog doesn't tolerate that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Funny story, sidebar for a moment. I was on a college campus, the one I graduated from this past summer. I was hanging out with some kids.
You graduated from college this past summer?
No. I was there this past summer, hanging out with some kids.
Took you a while there, kid.
And there's cats. Oh, and there's been cats there since I went to college there, before then even.
Yeah.
And this kid goes, "Why are all these cats around here?" I was like, "Well, there's rodents everywhere, and the cats keep the rodents away, And the kid goes, there's rodents everywhere? And I was like, well, not anymore. There's cats.
Yeah, that's right.
We're in this cyclical conversation. So it's like, no, that's why there's cats. No rodent problem anymore.
No rodent problem.
No.
Just an overabundance of cats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, I got another one. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, so I think that we're going to see people moving out into the sparsely populated areas, places where they can get some land, places where they can and I'm not even talking about a lot of land. I'm talking about maybe a half acre, maybe an acre, something where you're not right up against someone else, just some space. Again, we're talking about space, right?
Yep.
I think living areas are going to get larger. I think that, it's interesting. We actually intentionally bought a home that was not open concept.
Right. I remember you talking about this.
Yeah.
It's not your jam.
Well, it wasn't. It's becoming more now that my kids are a little bit older. But I think at one point it was really good for us as a family not to have open concept. But I think now we would be a lot more open to it. If we were going to build a house at this point, I think we would build it open concept. But having some space for your family to get outside and maybe a fire pit, maybe a swimming pool or something, just to kind of be outside,
Yeah. So as you were saying that, it made me think, because if you're on a bigger lot, and again we've talked about this throughout the show, a lot of the things that we've been discussing require a bigger house. Mm-hmm. So you have two options. You can do a bigger footprint, or you can go up. So the most recent data available is from 2019. What do you think is the average square footage of a house?
Oh, okay.
I was surprised by this.
I'm guessing the average square footage of a house,
a residential,
in just average
across the United States. Yeah.
1,500 square feet.
1,500 square feet.
Yep,
Okay.
that's what I'm going with.
Yep. The average is 2,300 square feet.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. That's shocking to me.
It was to me too.
What would you have guessed if you?
I would have probably guessed like around 18.
Okay.
If I just had to guess.
Okay.
But 2,300 that's pretty surprising to me.
That's large. I mean,
So-
typically, 2,300 square feet, it got at least 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, maybe 4 bedrooms,
Maybe,
2.5 bath.
You could probably, you
Yeah.
can easily squeeze 4 bedrooms into 2,300 square feet.
Oh yeah, in fact, the first home we had was 1950. Had 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and 2 living areas in it.
So, bold prediction from me.
Okay.
I think you're going to see the average go up close to 1,000.
So up to 33.
Yeah.
You think?
I think so.
It's interesting.
I think it's going to have to.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because my wife and I have been talking about building a house at some point.
Yep.
And in my head, so we've got 2,400 square feet right now.
Mm-hmm.
In my head,
So you're above average. Look at that.
we are. How about that? In my head, I'm thinking probably close to 3 is where we will probably want. Between 2,800 and 3,000 is probably where we'll wind up.
Yeah.
We got a 4.2 right now. We definitely would like to have at least a 4.3.
I think some people, and like I'm not trying to sound like decadent or whatever, but I think some people need the opportunity to walk through like a 10,000 square foot house.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
And just see what that kind of room feels like.
Yeah.
Because a lot of my clients have larger homes, and it's always it's interesting to me how normal it feels after you've been in them for a little bit.
Yes.
Like it doesn't feel as big as you think it would. And so what's the reason I say that is because to some degree I don't think it matters, because you can be creative with a small amount of space.
Sure.
And make it feel big. Like I was talking about the windows and just different things. You can we were even talking the other day because we're about to redo all the cabinets in our kitchen. And we were having a conversation like, what if we didn't have a refrigerator in our kitchen? Like, cause we legit don't need that big of a refrigerator.
Okay.
We cook a lot of fresh food.
Yeah.
We don't really utilize our freezer.
Yeah.
And if we wanted to, we have a giant outdoor freezer.
Exactly.
We just don't need it. And so we were talking about like, what would it look like if we didn't have that? If we just had like an under the counter fridge for the stuff that we need to keep cool.
Milk.
Yeah.
Butter.
Eggs, that kind of stuff.
With butter you don't need.
Yeah, we keep butter on the counter.
Yeah. Milk, eggs.
Sorry if that grosses you out, but it's perfectly safe.
We do too.
Yeah. So anyway, we were just like, it would create a lot of space in our kitchen.
Yeah.
But anyway, I still think it's part of the reason I think it's good to do that, just to kind of go through that exercise, is to kind of see what opportunities a bigger footprint gives you.
Yeah. And
so then what from that do you really like that you would want to incorporate as a necessity into the smaller footprint? So it's kind of a fun exercise.
Yeah, definitely you would look at some things and go, okay, yeah, maybe I can't afford that, but how do I flex my space?
Right.
Right. We've talked often about like, look, very possible that instead of creating an office space in a new house, that it is an office, craft, and Murphy bed.
Yes.
Right. And it's also going to have a bathroom on there, right there, because it's going to be. My wife will be using as a home office, and also as a guest bedroom. They've got their own bathroom right there. But Murphy beds are awesome. Yeah, great way to utilize
crazy
space.
Expensive
though. They really are, but you can build them yourself. If you like, for me, for example, like I do carpentry. The mechanisms are not that crazy. You can buy the mechanisms for they're still expensive, right? $750,000 for the mechanism, but then you build it out and put a mattress on it. It's not too bad, but yeah, like there's a place here called Walls and More and some other places like that. And goodness, you can pay $2,500 to $5,000 for a Murphy bed. But again, you're getting a different amount of space out of that. that can be really, really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I like the idea of a Murphy bed.
Yeah.
So just to kind of put a bow on this, and
Yeah.
I think this one may be kind of obvious, but I think it's going to increase the value and the cost of homes. I think people are, and I don't know how this is going to work with the mini splits, because I do think you're right that we're going to be sort of compartmentalizing rooms that way. But I think people are going to begin to look a little bit closer at like filtration systems and air purification systems.
Yes.
Like for what it costs to install an HVAC system, it's not that big of an added cost to what a lot of these different ones can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know Jay Hugh has talked to me several times that they have lots of options for that now. That aren't, they're expensive, but
But again, if you're putting in a new system already, to add that, probably an extra $500 to $1,000, most likely.
I don't know. I'd have to ask him.
And
I think it varies based off which one you use.
Sure.
Because like when we talked to Caroline, she was saying like they have ones that they just plug in the wall and that does the whole house. And so you can just do it that way, where you don't have to integrate to the HVAC. Which if we're talking about like a mini split kind of a situation, that might be a better solution.
Yeah.
Because that way you're not having to like tie everything together.
Right.
So you go into like a Best Buy, you go into a Home Depot, or Lowe's, like they have all that stuff now, and you can get it for just a room. You can, they have there's lots of different options.
Yep.
So I just think that if it's integrated into the house because it has traditional duct HVAC system, people are going to be paying attention to that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And I think real estate agents are going to pick up on that and be like, hey, did you know my listing, is different from the other ones?
Right.
Because it has this. So.
Yeah. I bottom line is there's going to be a lot more creativity in the way people live in their home. It's not just a place to sleep. It's not just a place to eat and those sorts of things. It's a place to truly live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you guys have any thoughts about any of this, or so there's something just obvious that we missed, which
there probably is,
most definitely is.
Yeah.
Let us know. I mean, we want to fill in those gaps and be able to talk about that kind of stuff on the show. Anything else, Kev?
No, I think that's it. Thanks for downloading today's episode. You can send that to info@homeownershow.com. You can check us out at homeownershow.com as well. And go on iTunes if you would. We would really, really appreciate it. Leave us a rating and a review. We'll even give you a shout out on the show. And thanks for subscribing if you haven't already. Do that. But we're here each and every Tuesday. So thanks for tuning in. And until next time, we'll see you later.
See you.